the voice with me.
Voice?
Yeah, the voice with me. He said like she sounds like
Should be good.
he said she sounds like bad man.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, and KABAD.
double honors to the elders and apostles, great Muslims, as well as the Jews. Peace and blessings to the hopefully left and 144,000 men pushing the truth to wholehearted and sincerity across the four winds. We're in GMS Germany camp. The spirit of HAWAD, YAHAWASHI, out here again on the highways and hedges, preaching prophesy the downfall of this wicked ass kingdom and the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven. Okay? And you know, every day is closer to prophecies being fulfilled. Okay? I came across an article today. Look up, you got your phone, right? I forgot the article. Well, I have it here, but it's not charged. From my, you got a, trying to get one case, right? You got another cable? So go ahead and read this.
Oh, I even posted. Wait, I have the article in the group. I posted the article also in the group. Yeah. It says it's from 7th of June 2023. Germany is prepared to host one of the biggest air deployment drills in NATO's history. In an effort to show our force intended to impress allies and adversaries like Russia, according to German and American officials in the country.
See, so now this right here is a show of force. Okay? And this shows you, did you really go into how many airplanes they got and what's happening there?
I was reading the article, but didn't really go into that.
Okay, so essentially what it is this. They run exercises as they react to attacks to any one of their nations that are in security, in the NATO union, right? So for the whole week they scramble. Scrambling means get ready. So like let's say it was a threat from Russian Air Force, air fighter jets over Germany, right? They would scramble together, these jets, and scramble means get together, go together, and launch them into like a defensive maneuver. And this is what this exercise is. And when you watch the article, I mean, when you read the article and you look up videos about it, you know, some of the colleagues are saying this is showing what's her name, the ambassador to Germany, the U.S. ambassador to Germany, has said that this is showing all of the alliance, so all the nations within the NATO and Russia and these other countries, how quickly we can respond to a threat to our nation. Okay? Now, when you understand what NATO is, what it's saying that prophecy is being fulfilled. Because what's going to happen? All right? NATO is going to turn against the Great Horn. Okay? And this is just a show of force. What you got? I got it. Really just killing me.
This is the book of Judges 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
Okay, see? Get the mighty men together, let all the men draw near, let them come up. This is what's happening with these nations. All right? All of these nations within NATO are doing what? Which are actually vassal states. If you look up the word vassal states, what are they? Little nations that did what? They subjected themselves to Babylon the Great, America. And that's what the whole NATO thing is. Okay, those 10 horns. Okay? Let's get a Revelation.
Let's go Revelation 17.
Revelation 17, we'll hold that, we're going to jump there. That's a good point in Revelation 17 too. Revelation 13, let's start at verse 1.
Revelation 13 and 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise out of the sea.
Okay, so that word sea means people. Okay, and so to Revelation 17, you get that. So we see, so we got to establish who these people right here. All right, go ahead.
Revelation 17 and 15. It says, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, with the whole city are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Okay, so out of the sea, out of the nations, a beast rose up. Okay, go ahead,
Revelation 13:1. And it says, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Okay, now those 7 heads are what? Greeks, Romans, Germanic Minor, Germanic Major, the French, the Spaniards. What else? The Romans. Let's say the Romans already.
Romans, Germanic Minor,
And the British. And the British. Okay? These were the nations at that time. All right? USA and Canada came together and they created the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And this is that beast system that rose up out of the nations. Okay? And who's sitting at the control of the beast? America. The Great Horn. Babylon the Great. Okay? Go ahead, Tussle.
Revelation 13:1, it says, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
See the 7 heads. I mean the 10 horns. 10 horns are what? NATO and the EU. All right, NATO and the EU. The EU being what? Let's and it's funny because it was at first 10 nations. All right, 10 tribes of people, 10 type of people, right? But now if you look at it, it's like how much? 128 countries that have joined the NATO, which goes into also prophecy. Why? Because it was prophesied that Esau would enjoy the fatness of the earth, in Genesis 27. Okay, in Genesis 27, Isaac's blessing, which was YAHAWASHI. Isaac blessed what? The sword and the fatness of the earth. Okay? Bless him with the fatness of the earth. Alright? And that's the fatness of the earth means what? All nations are going to be in subjection unto. That's what you see with NATO. Alright? And you also got to understand that NATO is not a part, Russia is not a part of NATO. NATO was created for what? To counter the USSR. Alright? So how can NATO be a part, how can Russia be a part of NATO when the whole act of NATO was to combat the USSR? What?
USSR.
No, I don't know UD, I know it's just USSR.
Oh no, because Germans are
In English, the Russians. The Soviet Union, which was changed, the name was changed to the Soviet Union. Okay? So Russia is not a part of the NATO. Right? Russia was what? Set up to do what? Create division. Okay, let's continue. Yeah.
Revelation 13 and verse 2. It says, and the beast which I saw was...
And upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
Okay, now when you look into that leopard, you know that goes into the Greek Empire. All right, Alexander the Great, he was known as the leopard. Why? Because they had swift horses in their military. All right, his military was very swift. Okay,
And because of the leopard head.
and I was going to say also his armor. If you look it up, it resembles the leopard. Okay,
And also something in verse 1.
go ahead.
Because when you read verse 1 and keep on reading, you see the Roman Empire, and then you see because like it's later going to say, the deadly wound was
Yeah, we
here.
don't get into it. The deadly wound was here. It's the Roman Empire being revitalized.
Yeah, right now as a NATO, because you
yeah.
mentioned already as a NATO.
But it was revitalized through that, because it based it off what? The Roman customs.
Exactly.
That's when those 2 horns come. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's just read it.
That's what I said because
Revelation 20 also talks about it.
because of verse 1. Because verse 1, I was going to like the Roman Empire and then the related from NATO.
That's why I got that Daniel. Go ahead.
It says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, his feet were like, and his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Okay, which is the end of a thing. Alright? The feet of something is the end of something. Pursuant to Daniel chapter 7. Okay? It talks about the fourth kingdom. It's the foot. It's the feet. So it's the end of a thing. Okay, and that bear is Russia. Okay? Go ahead, Select. Go ahead.
It says, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
Okay? And the mouth of a lion is like what? Great Britain. Okay? Great Britain. That's what that lion is. It's the mouth of a lion. Because what did Great Britain do? It was very tactical and very successful in catching its prey and doing its things in military might. Okay? Go ahead, Art.
It says, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
Let's look up that word dragon right there in Kuna. Revelation 13. Look at that. 13 and 2. Look at the word dragon. Because that is the pagan Roman Empire. Alright, that dragon is the pagan Roman Empire.
Dragon and forward, right?
13 and 2.
Why are you reading it?
I don't know.
Why are you reading it?
Just read it.
Because Hebrew.
It's not Hebrew, it's Greek, man.
Now because you also then you.
I just read the thing what I see, translation. It says dragon.
Okay.
It says a dragon, a great serpent, named for Satan. It says, everyone draconian.
Draconian.
Then you have to go to the ruler. As the etymology. Yeah, because then you go to the word dragon.
But that dragon, the word, that dragon was the Holy Roman Empire, well, the pagan Roman Empire. And once that was set up, that was what actually gave him his power. And the scripture say it. The dragon gave him his power and his seat. So that was where he got put into on high above all the nations through the first pagan Roman Empire. Okay? See, this is history. All right? The scriptures are full of history, man. All right? And prophecy, huh?
Yeah, because when you go into the word dragon, it says Dracon, which also ultimately goes back to Draco, this goes to back to Draconian. It says the etymology, 1759, of or pertaining to Draco, the ancient Greek statesman.
Because it all started with Greece. Okay? All of this started with Greece, man. They said that the Greeks were what? The start of civilization. That's why they got all their gods and everything there. Alright? They just adapted those gods and put them into different names. The same idols that they were worshiping in Greece. That's why when you go to like places like Pompeii, you see the god of Apollo. Alright, the Romans were celebrating the Greek gods. Okay? They were worshiping Greek gods, man. Greek customs. Why? Because they just followed out the ones who were in power before them. Okay? Go ahead now.
First Maccabees 1 and verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And the servants did rule everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
See? And evils were multiplied in the earth. So after Alexander the Greek passed away, his kingdom was divided up into 4 sections. And then those 4 kings separated the land, and also evils were multiplied into the earth. And through them, the Hellenization of the Israelites, the Jews came, and all of this idol worship. The pagan Roman Empire, all of these things came through that.
Yeah, because it says, because Draconian, it says, the
Yeah.
Greek statesman, 1777. It says in reference to laws, rigorous, extremely severe or harsh.
Okay, and at one point, if you went against the government, you got put to death, man.
Yeah, it says here,
right? It was a harsh punishment for minor infractions.
It says here,
Minor infractions debited like the equivalent of death now. Go ahead, select.
it says name of the Archon of Athens, who laid down the code of laws for Athens, 621 BCE, that mandated death as punishment for minor crimes.
See, mandated death as punishment for minor crimes. Right? It's the draconian laws, which are going to come back in effect right now. That's what we're facing right now. Okay? That's what we're facing right now. That's how you know you're in the Roman Empire all over again. Because they're doing the same thing that they were doing in the ancient days right now. It's like what you about to say?
No, because it says literally the name means sharp-sighted.
Okay. So go ahead.
It says back to Revelation 13.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like it. Oh yeah, no, I just want to add to the first mechanism.
Спасибо.
Ashwat.
Gute Besserung.
Dankeschön.
I wanted to say, because it said there's something after that, right? And we can multiply. When you think about it, out of the Greeks came the Romans. So their sons upon sons upon sons multiplied, and it's got wickeder and wickeder.
So it's customs, man. Wicked customs. Sacrificing pigs on the altar of the Most High, eating swine's flesh, sacrificing swine to the Most High, all manners of abominations. Putting the foreskin like we read back onto your rod, becoming uncircumcised physically and spiritually.
You even see this with the gods. For example, you got Pluto, they're the same, it's a Greek Roman gods. Or for example, with Jupiter, with Zeus, and then you see it even with the North. Because if you think about Zeus, who came throwing these thunderbolts, God does it as well. And Greece got somebody who does it too.
Yeah, it does from the north, right?
Yeah, no, but it's the
Similar things.
Yeah, because it's all the same. Because they have Odin.
And just saying, but you see now that they're worshiping him still, because look at how they call the planets: Jupiter, Mars, Pluto, Neptune.
Well, it's all the same things, man. It's all the same things, but it all started with the Greeks. Why? Because they had the whole world in subjection. That's what it talks about in Daniel. Let's get to the Daniel, Daniel 7 and 6. Look at this.
I think almost every planet is called after like the
Greek God. Yeah. And they tell you that civilization started with the Greeks. That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. There were nations that were mighty at the other time. What about the Babylonian kingdom? They didn't have no civilization. They didn't have laws and customs, even though they were pagan, they were going off. But they had customs and laws, though.
This is Daniel 7 and 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it.
You see? The beast had also 4 heads. Just read in the Maccabees what? After Alexander the Great died, what happened? His kingdom was parted into 4 pieces. And evils were multiplied in the earth. And in Daniel, what is it saying? See? Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong, exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it.
You see, now this is the Roman Empire, man. Roman Empire was known for what? Their iron weapons. Okay? They were known for their iron weapons. That's what the iron teeth stand for, the military might. They would tear your ass up with iron weapons, man. They pretty much revolutionized the iron weapon. Okay? So the scripture's telling you what's happening and what time we're in, man. Alright, go ahead.
And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
It was diverse. Why was it diverse? Because it wasn't done before like how the ancient times was, when the kingdom was transferred from from the father to the son. Okay? Now it's different. This is what that was, man. This is why that kingdom is so different. Because it wasn't done like how it was done in the ancient times where the kingdom passed it on to the son and his son had another son that passed on. No, this was like now with this fiat, this bullshit ass voting, the Democrats and the Republicans, the publishers and the petitioners, all right? Those two factions acting like they're voting for what? One ruler. In actuality, it's all a dog and pony show. It's all to keep you confused, man. It's set up to keep you confused and controlled.
Book of First Maccabees. Oh yeah. First Maccabees 8 and verse 12 it says, "By with their friends and such as relied upon them, they kept enmity. So like it says, which means friendship. And that they had conquered kingdoms both far and nigh, insomuch as all that heard of their name were afraid of them."
You see, and that's the type of that's what they're showing with this NATO force right here, man. That's what they're showing. All right, but now Rome, the first pagan Roman Empire, was just a strip. Okay, but now the Roman Empire that we're in right now has the fatness of the earth. Why? Because when you have the fatness of the earth, you got all nations in subjection of them to you, man. All right, and this is what he's done with the French, the British, okay, the Brazilians, the Russians. Okay, he had them in check. All right, he had it all in check, man. But now, you know, the prophecy must be fulfilled. What? That the 10 horns are going to hate the whore, man. And this is a very important thing because it's showing the world their military capability. So when it's time to send those missiles to Babylon the Great, they're showing you just how quickly they can do it. And all the while, they're trying to say that they're showing people something, but in actuality, they're just preparing themselves to do what? Fulfill prophecy. Fulfill prophecy, man. Fulfill that they're going to turn against Babylon the Great and burn it with fire. Okay?
It says, verse 13.
Go ahead.
Also that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reign, and whom again they displeased finally, that they were greatly exalted. It's like a display. Let me read it again. It says, and whom again they displaced, showing their power, like the puppet rulers.
Yeah. And also, now you got also within this NATO, when somebody mess up around their border, you're like, hey man, hey, Denmark, handle this, man.
Yeah, under their power.
Hey, Switzerland, handle that, handle that,
Same
man.
thing in Rome, because they set up the rules.
Yeah, man.
This is what America did also with Afghanistan, right?
Yeah.
Iraq,
Yeah.
and all these places, because they took the true leader,
And
and they were displaced with him, just kicked them out, and then they put their own in.
Gaddafi with Libya.
Same thing right now, yeah.
Okay, so he got the whole fatness of the earth, man. The blessing of the sword. Okay, go ahead.
But the points were 16.
Go ahead.
But it says, verse 14, yet for all this, none of them were crowned or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby.
So they weren't set really in the highest seat. Okay? They weren't in the rulership seat. Only Babylon the Great was, man. You say something about that? Go ahead.
Verse 15, moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat and counted daily, consulting all way for the people, to the end.
Don't they got that at the House of Representatives right now in Babylon the Great? In Washington, D.C.?
Same thing
Capital
in
of the capital? Don't they got that here? Don't they got it in Great Britain?
Germany, the Bundestag.
Yeah, you got the same things, right? Because why? They've given their rulership, their power onto what? NATO, to Babylon, to follow after the customs of Babylon, the dragon, that first empire that allowed Esau Edom to get into the seat of rulership. Okay, and that's what we're living in right now through the Renaissance. All right, the revitalization of the the pagan Roman Empire. Go ahead, huh?
It says, to the end they might be well ordered, and that they committed their government to one man every year, who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them.
But that's a lie too, right there. It just shows you how they lie. Because the scripture's not a lie, but it just shows you that how they come. They say there is no envy between the two parties, but there is, man. There is, man. From the Democrats and Republicans, rich and poor. All right, the Republicans are the rich ones, the Democrats are the poor. They did the same shit in the pagan Roman Empire, man. Go ahead, Doc. Back in Revelation. Yeah.
Then it's done, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Did he read the 10 minutes?
We did it. Right? We got Daniel 7 and
7 the rest.
7. Yeah. Finish that.
Did you read the 10 points?
Yeah, I read that.
You read that part? Okay, then it's Revelation chapter 13 and verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
Okay. What does that mean? So one of his heads that was wounded to death. All right. What happened? So Timothy Severus took down the pagan Roman Empire. It's in Malachi 1 and 4. Get that. Malachi. Okay. Malachi 1 and 4. And what happened at that time? Septimius Severus took down Rome within Rome. Okay. And then the Dark Ages happened for 1,000 years. The Holy Roman, the Dark Ages under the Byzantine Empire. Okay, get that?
Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, Lord of hosts.
See, Edom what? Edom was taken down, and he said, we are impoverished, but we will return and rebuild the desolate places. And that's what happened during the Renaissance, man. That's what happened. He came back into rulership, and he built up the things from before. He brought back the same pagan Roman customs, man. Go ahead.
They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall cut them, border of wickedness on. And the people against the Lord Yahawah have indignation forever.
See, he said, they shall what? They shall what?
They shall build, but I will throw down,
shall call them
and they
what?
shall call them the border of wickedness.
That's what we're calling them today. Border of wickedness. Where wickedness cometh from, man. All right? The whole earth is destroyed by who? Esau Edom. Everything is turned upside down by Esau Edom. Why? Because he's been given the rulership. What is that? Set up over it. So,
417.
4:17, right?
Job 2.
We're going to go into that in Revelation 2. We're going to jump down. But you hold that and keep going. It's going to go into that in the next.
Verse 5. And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord will be magnified from the border of Israel.
Okay, that was it though. The border of wickedness is going to be called Esau Edom. And for 1,000 years, he was taken out of power, out of rulership. All right, under the Byzantine Empire, the Dark Ages. Okay, and then during the Renaissance, that wound that he got put down was healed. And it talks about that in Revelation also, Revelation 20. It talks about that too. How YAHAWASHI loosened the bottomless pit, which is Europe. Go ahead. Huh?
Says Revelation 20 and verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit.
That angel was YAHAWASHI, having the key of the bottomless pit, which is Europe. Go ahead.
And a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil.
You see? The
and
dragon,
Satan.
that old serpent, okay? The old serpent that was talking to Eve in the Garden of Eden. All right? It's the same spirit, man. It was a man speaking his what? His ideologies, his customs, his doctrines, his philosophy into the ears of our people. And Eve hearkened unto it. Okay, go ahead.
It says, and bound him 1,000 years.
Bound him 1,000 years.
It says verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And cast him into a bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, and that he should deceive the nation no more.
See? That he should deceive the nation no more, telling falsehood, telling lies that he's the Most High. Alright? Telling that he's the children of Israel in the Bible. Putting out false gods. Okay, deceive the nations no more. Go ahead.
And it says, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed another season.
Loose a little season. Okay?
I was going to preach for the bottomless pit.
Okay, go ahead and get that, and then we just jump down to 7, because that's how you finish it, and then explain who that is. That's 13.
For the pit speaking about a place, because I was talking about this hell and stuff like that. The second Hezbollah chapter 5 and verse,
You got it?
let me start verse 23, and said, O Lord, that bears rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen the only one vine. And of all the lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen the one pit.
See, so that's how you know that the Heavenly Father talking about a land. Alright? A land. A place. And that pit is Europe. Alright? And Esau got shut up. Why? Because he got drove into the caves. He got put into the caves, man. He got put into subjection. Okay? And he wasn't able to have no power in the world.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to talk and speak his blasphemies against the Most High. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, has chosen the one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily.
So the Heavenly Father has favorites. You got a favorite land, you got a favorite water, type of water mass, type of bird, type of flower, and a type of land, type of people too. Okay? Go ahead, Art.
Go back, Revelation chapter 20. The favorite place is Israel.
Yeah, the favorite place is Israel. Yeah. And the favorite people are the Israelites.
It says Revelation chapter 20, verse 7. That when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them to battle, to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
See, and that's Russia right there. Russia has been set up to do it, to create division amongst these nations. All right? Which ultimately is fulfilling the prophecy of Daniel, the prophet, the division of Daniel. The fourth beast that was strong and yet weak, part iron and part clay. Okay? Because why? Like YAHWASHI said, a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. All right, so all of these nations are on one side, and then you got what? A great nation like Russia, which is living in the land mass of Gog and Magog. Okay, living in that land. Now they're going to create division and gather these other nations through the bricks. We see it. To do what? To have a line drawn. Okay, this is all the prophecy being fulfilled, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. YAHWASHI knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation.
See?
Every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall his kingdom stand?
See? We're living in the physical embodiment of the kingdom of Satan right now. The physical embodiment of Satan on earth right now is so-called white men. Okay? his whole system, his whole MO is to be completely in complete opposite of the Holy Scriptures, man. He's set up to be what? The wicked. So what do we see? The kingdom, the fruits of his labor, wickedness. This is what we've seen in this kingdom, the fruits of Esau's labor, man. Because Esau was made perfect too. Perfectly wicked. Right? And like in all things that Heavenly Father created, we're allowed to be created into the earth, to create balance, wickedness and righteousness. Go ahead, all right?
Matthew chapter 4 and verse 8. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showed from all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me.
So it just shows you who these kingdoms are in the hand of. All right? And how Yahawashi was shown all of these kingdoms. And be able to get rulership over these kingdoms. How? Through Satan, man. What?
I was confused for a second. My mind was gone. Because I assumed like, Yahawashi got the rulership of these kingdoms to Satan.
No. That he showed him that he could get it if he just bowed down.
So like, my mind was gone, man. I said, what?
Hold on, man. Are we doing that, man?
Yeah, you got also precept for the Russian.
Go ahead, all right?
Jeremiah 50:9, it says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she will be taken. The arrows shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. Yeah, so like it was reading Revelation chapter 20, verse 8, it was spoke about Gog and Magog gathered them together to battle. So what you have is that Russia is getting war ready with the missiles, which are the arrows that be shot. And normally you have the North country representing America, but America is represented there as Babylon, and the North country is Russia, and their allies going to turn against America and going to shoot her with missiles. That's what it's talking about in Revelation chapter 20, verse 8, their war, you know? Because that's what the brothers going into is building up to their great war, because what you have is the Heavenly Father stirring both sides of the pot up, you know? He makes both sides war ready to go against each other to fulfill his promises. It's like, because like scripture say, none of these words shall return in vain, with paraphrasing, right? You know?
And that's how you see also that Esau trying to be like the Most High, because what did he do in all of these wars on the earth? With these banking cartels, with the banking family, with financing. What do they do? Finance both sides. Finance both sides. All right? Just like the Heavenly Father controlling both sides, Esau trying to do the same thing. All right? Count, all right? Let's go back to Revelation.
13 to 20.
13.
So Revelation chapter 13 and verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who's like unto the beast? Who's able to make war with him?
They worship the dragon, that draconian law, that pagan Roman Empire, which gave power unto the beast. All right, why? Because they use all of the blueprint for that. To build off the backs of what? All of these NATO nations, man. To push it onto all of these nations. So now, like I was saying, that Rome, the pagan Roman Empire was just a strip. Now, once they fully get their blessing, Esau Edom got his full blessing, which is the fatness of the earth. He got all nations in subjection under him. And the scriptures say that. Okay, and they worship it. That's why you see what? Like we always talk about, how all nations say, we gotta go to America, man. You know, if you can make it in America, America got gold pavements everywhere. You know, the road full of gold over there, man.
To this day.
And to this day, and they got everybody want to copy the fashion, copy the life over there.
Yeah, but they don't want to live over there. Then when they're there, they see the truth of America, they don't want to
They
live
see
there.
what the whore really about.
Yeah, man.
How she look good from afar off, but when you get up on her,
She rotten.
she rotten, man. She rotten. That makeup wear off. You like, ugh, shit. That glitz and glamour, that witchcraft wears off because you get to see her, you know. And it's a saying in the world: when you live with somebody long enough, you get to see some dirty underwear. Okay, when you go into Babylon, you really see what it's about. It's all about suffering and chaos and confusion. All right, the valley of death, the valley of the shadow of death, man. Go ahead, all right.
Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Come out of rulership. Sit on the dust. Sit at the bottom of all the nations, like Israel is right now. Go ahead, all right.
It says, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Tender and delicate, how you come all the time. You can always come tender and delicate with smooth words. All right, we come in peace. But we already know what type of man you are. Esau, Edom. All right, war is in your heart. You pursue with blood, man. Scriptures tell you how the Heavenly Father created you, how He made you, what character traits He instilled in you when He created you. All right, He's a warlike man, a wild man, not the wild man. The wild man is Ishmael, you know.
Yeah, wild man. But he's wild, he's crazy, but he's also like a wildling, man.
Yeah, man.
Because he's a cunning hunter, right? He's a man of the field.
Yeah, cunning hunter, man.
Yeah, man.
Like a snake is cunning, man. A snake, no, it uses its strength to its advantage. Okay, a snake that's just gonna be running around. What food that? Because it know it get fucked up. It waits till it's in advantage. Yeah, it traps you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's an ambush predator, man.
Like it's
a predator of opportunity. And that's what you always see with when they say you shouldn't let a good crisis go to waste. Okay? Esau Edom is a cunning hunter. He's a hunter of opportunity, man. He's an opportunist. All right? And once he put himself in the right position, he created this opportunity for himself too to be so-called God. All right, to deceive the nations, to show he got the military might to keep everybody in check. But that shit is fading away now, man. Heavenly Father is making this kingdom come to an end. And Esau knows it. His people know it, his women know it, everybody knows Esau's kingdom is going down. But they keep trying to play the funk, fake the funk. That's why he's talking about this goddamn digital currency. Because he know that fiat bullshit that he's been pushing for so long, it ain't gonna work no more. The Heavenly Father's breaking his kingdom down, man. Did you understand? Oh, I went on a rant selection. Yeah, man. But it's the truth, man.
Oh yeah, the one snake with the tail.
Yeah. Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake.
Diamondback.
Because it, I think, if you remember, it hypnotized certain animals.
They be focusing on that
exactly,
shit. They be out of nowhere, sound, and get straight, man.
That's what Esau does, man. Because he puts your focus on the left.
Yeah.
Actually, the attack comes from the right. Man.
You know what I'm saying? Ambush predator, man.
It's like also like in fights.
Yeah.
You know, you try to trap.
Instead of like chess, you try to think, make it think you're going this way.
You try to divert the focus.
Yeah.
You know.
Your focus is the leg, but you go for his arm. You go for his neck. All the while, you're trying to get the leg.
Yeah, that's what.
You know, that's what Esau does. Yeah, that's what Esau does. Does it with his military too. All right, with his tactics. All right, with his ambushes and things like that. I learned of that. They make you think that their focus is on this side, but all the while they're flanking your ass, man. What do they do? When we engage a target, we start shooting there. We don't even see the target. We just shooting in the direction, just keep their head down. And the whole time, somebody's running around flanking you. Then what they start doing, they shoot a flare, pow! That way we know we're in position. So now we shifted our fire to this way, so they keep thinking, damn, they're still shooting at us. But all the while, you got dudes moving on in position from the side. You don't even notice it. You're still focusing on what's happening in front of you. That's how Esau get down. All right? He's a opportunist, a cunning hunter. All right? Go ahead.
Just what you said, basically, Esau put you in a tensing position that you tense, that your, for example, your muscles are tight, that you really are focused in the moment. For example, in boxing, then you just do something easy. For example, in boxing, you just shake your right hand, but then put a straight jab in there because he's so focused on the right hand because he moved first, he doesn't even see the other thing coming. So I always think.
Yeah, and that's what you do too. You do that right now too. Do that too. doing that right now with all these false flags, and all these rules and things, he's making you look here. All the while, he's implementing these draconian laws behind the scenes. Okay? He's doing like, look over here, look at Kanye West making a buck. I think he waited years to be able to do that. You know?
Fuck this news.
Yeah. He waited years. He's like, fuck yes. They left space. Like, he's gonna get it. But yeah, man. So, go ahead.
Everybody can walk around about him.
Yeah, man. He did it on purpose. You know he was waiting for that for years. How long we been here? 1 day.
This book of Isaiah 47:2. Take the millstone and grind meal, and cover their locks. Make bare the leg, and cover thy thigh, pass over the rivers. Take thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
See? So the Heavenly Father is showing what? He's going to make Esau bare. He's going to show them to be wicked among the nations. All right, here you have it. They just want to live in peace, but Esau creating problems every goddamn way, man. The whole time Esau coming with deceit and lies, whereas these nations just want to live in peace. You know, and that's why they're going to turn against the Great Horde, man. Because they're going to, the Great Horde like, I'm in charge. And they're like, nah. When they say everything is good, right? Peace, peace. What does Scripture say? There's sudden destruction coming. Go ahead, man.
This was in Isaiah.
Yeah. Let's get back to Revelation.
Revelation 13 and verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
And that's where it said that the Heavenly Father gave nation to whom he willing, said Daniel. Reign into the kingdom. Let's get that Daniel 4:17. Did I already call that? You ready to read it?
I can get it.
Get it.
It's Daniel 4:17. 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and to demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it basis of man.
See? That's the demon that knocked over the camera that day, man. That demon right there. Yeah. He came and knocked it on. Crash! Threw the camera down on the ground. But the precept is saying that what? The Most High rules in the kingdom of men. And he set up over it who? The basis of men. He saw Edom right now. And he give her the kingdom to whosoever he pleases. And he's giving it to Esau Edom right now. Okay? Come on. Let's go back to Revelation.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 6. He opened his mouth and blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
What is that talking about? Blaspheme his name, okay? His tabernacle, which are the Israelites, and them that dwell in the heavens. He done lied about everything, man. He set himself up to be the Most High. He set himself up to be the Israelites. He set himself up to be the angels. Okay? Now when you look at pictures of the Most High, you look at people, God, what do you see? So-called white man with babies floating all around them, man. In the clouds with babies floating all around them. You know? Bowing down or giving praise to a woman. Go ahead, man.
Daniel 7 and 25, it says, let me start at verse 24.
I would have went to Daniel 8 and 5 and then Daniel 8 and 20. Go
Ne
ahead.
smo sve za sve kako ono
Go ahead, you can start right there.
Give me 7 and 20. 7 and 20?
No, go where you want.
Daniel chapter 7 verse 24, and it says, and the 10 horns of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall rise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until time and times and dividing of time.
So those three heads. What were the names of those kings?
Yes.
The three. Yeah.
It's the Spanish-American War.
The wars.
Yeah, because it's speaking about the little horn.
Little
It's
horn.
American.
Okay. Count.
Yeah, because in
Little horn America. Count.
it says wait, because there Daniel broke it down. Yeah, Daniel chapter 7 and verse 8. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, America, before
Babylon the Great. All right.
before whom there were 3 of the first horns, plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things. And these great things are blasphemy. And the 3 horns are the Spanish-American War, the French-American War, and the Revolutionary War. Where I said, so the British, the French, and the Spanish. These are the 3 horns because America went to war against them to actually really set themselves apart from them.
In 1776, that's when they got the July 4th, their independence.
Exactly, because they separate themselves from all these different kingdoms. Because the battle was going into the Spanish, the French, and the British. They were powers, man. You know, they were not like dudes or something. They were great Edomite powers, man. But the Americans set themselves separate that they can be the little horn with the eyes of men. You know, which is the understanding. And the mouth of blasphemy.
And then it really goes deep too, because that's how you got the wise men of teaming into Babylon the Great. Create all of those weapons, the MK Ultra, the Hollywood, all of this technology, the thermonuclear missiles, okay, the atom bomb, all right, jets, and Tomahawk missiles, Apaches, and all of these things. Okay, come on, huh? Right.
Yeah, man. So that's what it is. That's why I pulled it, because you could also read it from verse 1. Because it says, Revelation 13:1, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. It's the same thing, because he speaks great things. He speaks words of blasphemy, you know? Question exists of the Heavenly Father to say there is no God, you know, that he is God.
Except when he evolved from a goddamn monkey.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what he does, man.
6 million years of even evolution from monkeys. But out of those 6 million years, we ain't got one fucking account of or to see one monkey in the stage of transitioning into a human.
And why they stop though?
You know what I'm saying?
Why they stop?
Look how many people are on the face of the earth. You want me to believe that all of them are primates, man?
And why, if 2 humans was meeting each other, why didn't a primate come out of them then?
Yeah.
If this is the
Yeah.
the evolution
Why
cycle.
we have no fossils or no skeletons and accounts of that? Because if it was there, you would be broadcasting it every fucking way, man. If it was physical proof that man evolved from a monkey, and it was like documented, like this was 302 BC, this was 100 years BC, they would have it displayed every fucking where. They would have it all in all the museums, man. But they don't got it because it never happened. Right? Now here you are believing in something that you can't even see. You're talking about science. You question us because we got faith in the Heavenly Father who actually show us proof that the scriptures are true. Whereas you ain't got no proof of the things you accuse. I mean, or that you claim. All right? That's how you know Esau's a goddamn devil, man. You just want to breed the doubt. Okay? Go ahead, Art.
Going back, Revelation to 13 and verse 7. It says, and it was given unto him, even Daniel something. Daniel 8. It said 8 to 20.
Yeah, Daniel 8 and 5.
So he was under it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have
The
the
leopard.
I have the leopard, I have the Daniel chapter 7.
Yeah, but you know, just to reiterate, that leopard, all right, is the Greeks. Go ahead, Art. That he-goat.
It's Daniel 8 and 5.
Huh?
And as I was considering, behold, and he goat came from the west.
He-goat.
Oh, and he goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth and touched not the ground. And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes. And he came to the ram that had 2 horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto them.
That little horn is what Babylon, right? Okay? That little horn is Babylon. Alright, now he goes did what? And I was considering, behold, and he came from the west on the face of the whole earth. See, came from the west on the face of the whole earth. Did not Alexander the Great conquer that all of that land? Didn't he put many nations and tributaries under him? Go ahead,
No, just finish.
that was the question. Didn't they do that?
Yeah, because
Didn't he do that selectively?
because Alexander the Great was people describe him like he was flying over them, man. Because he was so powerful, nobody could. Because he was so unstoppable.
Yeah.
That's why they said like, yeah, he's like untouchable for them because the animal is flying. You can touch him with a bow, but you can't touch him physically like with your hand. Man.
Yeah, you can't.
This how these nations fell with the Greek Empire in that time because Heavenly Father empowered the kingdom so much, man. You know.
Made him swift.
Because when you think about it, also like in Daniel chapter 2, going back to that, at the different stages or the different elements that the nations was described in gold, silver, brass, and iron. The Medo Persians could not keep up with the brass, man, because brass is stronger than silver, man. It's more dominant. This is why now we in this revived Roman Empire, you know, the Roman Empire was the iron because it could carry every other nation and it was stronger than all these other metals, man. But now we like the brother was going into, we in that Roman Empire, the right Roman Empire, NATO and the EU, the feet mixed with miry clay, partly strong and partly weak. That's what we're in right now. Because right now it's vulnerable again. You know? The Heavenly Father made it vulnerable. When you really look at NATO, it's very vulnerable, man. Because they're all got enmity with each other. They just, you know how it is, sometimes you go into a business with someone just for the profit. But you
That's
actually,
what the scriptures say, right?
yeah. They just aligned up to them.
Yeah, for a while. Let's get that.
Wait, let me get that here. Revelation chapter 17 and verse 12. It says, and the 10 horns which are swords are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
See? And that's what they did. They received power with Babylon the Great. Why? Because they gave his power to Babylon the Great. So Babylon's like, okay, we allow you to have your little sovereign, you know. Look at that word vassal state. Vassal state. And
Yeah. Vassal state.
Vassal. VSSAL. Vassal states. Right? So it's like, okay, Babylon's like, okay, we're gonna let you have your little, you know, within your lands you got certain things that we're gonna allow you to do. But here's the curriculum, here's the guideline of how we conduct ourselves. Alright? When we have a problem, we're gonna call on you.
And you need to invest 3% of your GDP, which is a freaking lot of money.
Yeah.
Into your defense, man.
So also, just to get some of this protection, and we done gather for all of us, you gotta throw this into the pot. And that's why you had Trump saying to these nations, hey, y'all ain't that need to put more into the fucking pot, man. And what they say, you better be careful how you talk to your allies. See, like the brother was saying, it's strong but it's weak because they're in enmity with each other, man.
Also financially.
Yeah, because they're all in debt to Babylon.
And on top of it, remember years ago, man, they had this in Germany, also this great movement for Greece, because Greece was a financial crisis. So it shows you that they took weak nations in. Because even though Greece was actually a world dominant power, at the time right now they're weak as shit. They're weaklings, financially weak. So what happened is all these other nations had to carry that burden of Greece. So it shows you have strong nations like what? You had Great Britain, but it's one toe going away, you know. Then you had France, Germany, you know, America, of course, because in the NATO. So you have that. You have these nations that are strong, but at the same time you have nations that are weak. Like Italy is also weak. Italy is weak, which is actually Rome.
But it just shows you that they used it. They used the Roman and springboarded into another beast. See? Because they based it off of the customs of Rome.
Which is actually the same.
It's exactly the same.
They just said, you know what it is? Like a company. Their first company broke down, and now just come back with a new brand, new name, man. That's what they do actually. This is what they do. This is also what a lot of people do. They, what is it? They say bankruptcy, that they don't have to pay the debt, and they just open up a new company.
New name, but they use the foundation of the old company to fuel it.
Same people, everything.
So look up that word vassal state.
Vassal state. Vassal state is any state that has a mutual obligation to a superior state or empire.
Okay.
in a status similar to that of a vassal in the feudal system in medieval Europe.
So that's exactly what they are to in NATO, because they're giving they're respecting Babylon the Great as the leader of NATO. So it's a subordinate. It's a subjection to Babylon the Great, and that's why if you go against NATO, what happens? If you go against us, we'll put sanctions on you, man. We'll put sanctions on your ass, and we'll squeeze you tight so you can't do anything. So that just shows you that Babylon the Great got them other nations in subjection. All right? Thus, fulfilling the prophecy that Esau would do what? Have the fatness of the earth. And he shall live by the sword. And that's how he's done it. Through his military might. And that's why Revelation said what? Who can make war with him? Who can do it? Who can? Look, hold on, what was it? I got another thing that popped into my mind.
What does it say?
Look up all the companies that invest the most in the military industrial complex. Okay? Hold on. Ooh. Okay, who spends most on weapons? The United States remains by far the world's biggest military spender. U.S. military spending reached $877 billion in 2022, which was 39% of total global military spending, and three more times more than the amount of that spent by China, the world's second largest. So Babylon the Great spends the most money on what? Military might. Why? Because it gotta somehow keep all these nations in check. It gotta show its power, right? But now this kingdom is gonna be turned against by NATO, because now they're showing their power, and that's what this article made me realize. They scrambling jets to show their military might. NATO is gonna show you. They got a lot of jets that's gonna scramble against Babylon the Great, man. Okay? And it says it in the scriptures too, man. Habakkuk 1:8. It says it. Go ahead, huh?
You want the Habakkuk?
Yeah.
I have done Daniel 86. That's all.
We'll finish that and then we can Habakkuk.
Daniel 8:6 the rest, which I had, or let me read again. And he came to the ram that had two horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power.
And that's how he took out what? The Medo-Persian Empire, which everybody thought it was impossible at that time. They're like, man, you can't take out the Medes and the Persians. You're talking about you crazy. And he was like, yeah, I'm swift as a leopard, man. I can take them out. And that's what they did. That's what he did. That's what Alexander the Great did. He took out that ram, which was what? The Medo-Persian Empire. Okay? And get Habakkuk 1:8.
Habakkuk 1:8 says, the horses are also swifter than the leopards.
The horses are also swifter than the leopards. Go ahead.
It says,
This just shows you the military might of the Greeks. All right? Go ahead.
and are more fierce than the evening wolves, and the horsemen shall spread themselves, and the horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat.
And that's what you see right now with the NATO. Why? Because their horsemen shall come from afar. So now you got all of these NATO alliances with all of these jets coming to where? To Deutschland, to Germany, man. To practice military exercises. You got Turkey, you got Italy, you got Russia, not Russia, you got America, you got German pilots. All of these pilots coming together, over 190 something planes, practicing war games. Okay? Go ahead, I think that was it on there.
Yeah.
That was it on there, right?
Let's double check. I also can, Aquí no se verse 9. It says verse 9, they shall come all for violence. The faces shall sup as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand.
So yeah, man. Just the point being made that the prophecies are being fulfilled. Alright? When they come, when those missiles and those chariots come together, they're not coming with peace. They're coming to do what? Fighting. With war, with action.
Revelation 13 and verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations.
See? That's Babylon right now. Alright? That's NATO and the EU. Because NATO and the EU are what? Subjection under Babylon the Great. How many different nations? 120 something. Look up how many nations are in NATO. You see how many different tongues are in there. Just shows you, man. So it was given him
31.
to make war with the saints and overcome them. And that's what he did. All right, he overcame us for a certain amount of time. We was completely cut off from the Heavenly Father, man. All right, we didn't have no understanding of nothing. We was completely in subjection to Esau. We was completely cut off to the Heavenly Father. Didn't even know our nationality or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then in the 1970s, if I'm not mistaken, that's when the Heavenly Father put the spirit back into what? Our people in Babylon the Great. All right, and woke them up. And from there, this word is being pushed into the four corners of the earth, and we are into now, 2023, at the end of this thing, at the feet of Esau's kingdom, man. Of these rulership from these heathen nations. Go ahead,
It says verse 8. Oh yeah, because what I want to say is in Daniel 7 we read the same thing. It says what did it say? Daniel 7 and 25. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High. That's what he did, man. He took them down because in 1,000 years we was put under Israel again, man. You know, after 1,000 years of the Dark Ages, after that time period, it was put under Israel again because they came to power. So the power shift. But it's Revelation 13 and verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world.
You see? And that just shows you that the whole world is worshiping who? The son of perdition. The ones who has no salvation, who's not written in the book of life. Esau Edom, man. So if we see who set up this whole world right now, who's in control of everything, who's in control of all of the laws, who's in control of all of the education, who's in control of the environment, who's in control of all the finance, Esau Edom, man. That's how we know. All right? And the scripture said what? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is it, the beginning of that, the following. So that's how we also know who's going to be in rulership when YAHWASHI returns. All of these things are prophecies that are being fulfilled, man. Come on, go ahead.
Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity.
And that's how you know, because how did Babylon the Great get its supremacy into over the other nations? By leading people into captivity. By putting people into slavery, man. Free labor. That's how they got their supremacy over the other nations.
And you see also in the previous verses like 7, 8, we spoke about that. That he went against the saints, you know. What did it say? It says verse 7. Power was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And and power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. So it shows already there that there's a build-up to this verse 9, verse 10. Because people always say, like, you take it out of context. When you go into the context, it speaks about the Roman Empire's transition to the NATO and EU, going down all the way to this kingdom taking over the Israelites. And now that, hey, punishment is coming for these actions. You know?
And ultimately, Revelation chapter 13 is just an explanation of how Esau is going to get the fatness of the earth. That's what it is, which is fulfilling his blessing. That's written in Genesis 27. Revelation 13 is just explaining how he's going to get that, the fatness of the earth. All right, how he's going to cause us all, both small and great. We're going to read it. Go ahead.
Revelation 13 and
10. Read it. Read 10 again.
He that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
And isn't that Esau's blessing the sword, right? He went up through the four corners of the earth, conquering it with what? The sword, his military might. Go ahead.
He is the patience and the faith of the saints.
And that's also how you, what is it saying? Why? Because the saints, the Israelites are going to be in hell under the rulership of Esau, man. The patience and the faith, because we understand that after this, something is going to come. Some recompense is going to come, man. Esau got hell to pay for what he's done unto the nation of Israel. All right? He's going to pay for it. That's why it says here is the faith and the patience of the saints. Because they've been put through hell at the hands of Esau and these heathen nations, man. Go ahead, Art.
Verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon.
See? That's talking about the Roman Empire, man. All right? That had two horns, and he spake as a lamb. That's spoke as a dragon. So he's he's using the customs of before. All right? He's using the customs as before. Okay? Like a lamb. And when you look at a lamb, it looks not threatening. Okay? It looks docile. It looks, how can you say it? Peaceful. Peaceful, yeah. It looks peaceful, but that's not true. All right?
That's just a front, just a face.
Just the front.
But behind that face,
that mask.
it's that dragon to devour you.
Yeah, man, that's that dragon. The draconian laws is hidden under the surface.
That's what I do, right?
Yeah.
For all people. You can do what you want in this country. You can be a sodomite, bestiality. You know, hey, you can even do something with your parents you want to. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem. But there's gonna come a time and point that we're gonna put y'all all down.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
When we put them taxes on your ass, you better pay.
I'm telling you, like the tax, if you refuse to pay tax, you're worse than a murderer for them, man.
It's like that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's like that.
I know, because you get a harsher punishment.
If you murder someone, for example, you get like 5 years. If you hold back taxes, you at least get 15 years. That's life. That's life. That's life.
So it came sort of like a lamb, but it still had that dragon tactics. All right, that draconian rust was all together still there.
Like you always also say, like wolves in sheep clothing, right? You had the dragon in sheep clothing, man.
Yeah, man. Dragon in sheep clothing, talking about Democrats and Republicans. We want democracy for all. We want peace. Yeah, right. It's a front, man. It's all a guise to keep you distracted. Okay? Why? All the while they back there in the back controlling the puppet show. All right? Taxing the hell out of you. You think taxes wasn't in Rome? There were taxes in Rome, man. You think during under Alexander the Great there wasn't taxes? There were taxes, man. That's how we had all the nations in subjection and tributaries, giving money. Just like the brother just said, in NATO, they gotta do what? You gotta commit 1/3 of your GPD, 3% of your GPD into the pot from NATO, man.
Well, the GPD.
GDP.
Oh,
GDP, right?
no, it's the GPD. Sorry.
All right. So that means you gotta put up something to be a part of this. You're not just getting protection and getting all the benefits for nothing. All right? You want to be a part of this alliance, you got to be in subjection to the ruler of the alliance, which is Babylon the Great. And you better use their goddamn money. Because if you don't, we're going to come and destabilize your land. Okay? How dare you think you're going to put your money in gold? Who the hell are you? You're going to use that fiat currency that means nothing. That I got the ability to print unlimited amounts of it. All right? America ain't gonna never pay no fucking debt because it creates its own money. The Federal Reserve is where? In Babylon the Great. But it put all these other nations into debt to itself. Hey, it's set up to be destroyed, man.
It's actually the brink of destruction.
Yeah, man. Come on.
People don't see it. They're enjoying this beautiful Thursday. The city's back, man. Like on the okay, no Saturday, but like Friday. I'm saying like Friday. Saturday is different. Saturday is twice as sad, man.
Can't walk.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
Revelation 13 and verse 12. When he exercises all the power of the first beast before him,
Exercises all the power of the first beast before, all the Roman laws and draconian laws, all that power that it had before, the libertarians and the petitions, the Democrats and Republicans, all right, setting up these false leaders, senators and governors and all of this bullshit. All the while they're being all controlled by doing what? The sex trafficking, being all blackmailed through what? Child sex trafficking, getting caught in child sex rings and doing all manners of wickedness, man, to be able to control them. Same thing was happening in the Roman times too, man.
they really tricked them though, man. This shit.
Yeah.
Because they like you so
This is how it
stupid.
is. This is how it is over here. Then they get caught real quick.
Yeah, but also they say you have to do it with the view of us. You want to be part of us, right? You have to do it then. They're like, okay, fuck it, I'll do it then. And then I get video call because like the FC.
Yeah. Because they want to have power over you. The ability to do what? To control you. You know? Keep them in subjection of you. Go ahead,
It says Revelation chapter 13 and verse 12. It says, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, his deadly wound was healed.
Which we talked about how, you know, through the Renaissance, came back into power after September 11 brought the pagan Roman Empire down. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven upon the earth inside of men.
That's what he did with the Bosnian, with the Bulgarian and Bosnian War, where he dropped missiles. And also, you got to look at what he did in Japan also. Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Right? Made fire come out of the skies, man. He put all of them into fear. Shit, man, they're gonna drop goddamn nuclear weapons on us, man. And look at the effects of those atom bombs on the Japanese people over there. Still, that land is still defiled with that radiation, man. Okay? Let's not talk about what he did in Iraq. Let's not talk about what he did in Afghanistan. Let's not talk about what he did in Vietnam. He used to drop napalm out of the sky. Looked like fire falling straight out of the sky, man. Going over jungles, just burning it all up. Napalm bombs. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, verse 14. Let me verse 13 again. And he doeth great wonders, so that he make fire to come down from heaven upon the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell upon the earth, by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Okay, but now when you really understand what was happening in the Roman Empire, Antiochus, he did what? He wanted to make one world. He was telling all these nations to put off their laws. I mean,
Antiochus?
Yeah, Antiochus Elysius. All right. They wanted that one
World government.
one world government.
And the Romans actually did it.
The Romans wanted to do it, and they implemented this thing. Okay.
Because what happened, all nations, because when you read the Maccabees, it tells you about they had all different people in one army. So it doesn't matter if you're Roman, if you're Greek, if you're an Israelite, if you're freaking Medo Persian, it doesn't matter which nationality you was from. You could join the Roman military. That's why you had also the band of the Sons of Israel, right? So you had all these nations coming together there to create that one world government, to create that, hey, we accept everyone and anyone.
And what happened? And that's when also the Hellenization came into play too.
Because they had to.
Yeah.
In the Greek Empire, it happened. It started there.
Yeah.
You know, then of course it kept on going to the Romans because the Israelites was like, hey, if we do that shit, we can flourish in his kingdom. That's why Jake is up there selling their asses, selling everything they can, even their mama, you know, and their baby, sacrifice whatever they can to make some freaking useless paper and get fame, man. Which is going to be their shame in the kingdom, bro.
So we telling you how the scriptures are talking, man. All right? And also, another thing you got to say is what verse 9 says. If any man have an ear, let him hear. That's talking about the men who are supposed to hear it, man. Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. So this is not going to be heard by these so-called Christians, man. Go ahead, man.
Just because what you said, because their fame gonna turn to their shame. Our so-called shame gonna turn to our fame.
Is that the word?
Yeah.
Is that the night?
We're gonna flip. It's gonna flip. All right. Because why? Because righteousness is gonna be put back in balance. All right. You see, the nation's gonna learn who they really are. And they're gonna see what real righteousness looks like. Go ahead.
I'll never forget. I'm pretty sure it was Elder Apostle Bible said it. He was saying basically you have to imagine butter patty, and Israel Israel was on the frying side, right? Now it's gonna be flipped. All the other nations gonna be fried.
Yeah. And rightly so, because why? Because the Heavenly Father got to show us wickedness just to explain what righteousness is. He's about balance, man.
Except for the camera. There's some ugly bitches. Sometimes appreciate the woman that you deal with, man.
Yeah, you got to see some ugly things to appreciate what the beautiful things are.
Let's give you an example.
So that's why these nations got to witness a wicked kingdom. To when they do endure or be a part of a righteous kingdom, they're gonna enjoy it, man. They're gonna be thankful. Okay, go ahead, all right.
Zephaniah 3:19, it says, what the Bible was mentioning. Behold, at that time, I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted, and gather her that was driven out. And I will give them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
Praise and fame and every land where they have been put to shame. That's the Israelites, man. In all lands where the Heavenly Father has driven us here, byword, astonishment. Okay? We've been put to shame, man, in the whole world. It's gonna be fame, man. So how Israel is hated by all nations, they're gonna be loved by all nations, man. Respected, revered, held on high, praised, man. Hey, they're gonna give the best of everything they got, man.
Because we represent the Heavenly Father of the earth.
They're
gonna see us?
They're gonna be like, hey, give them everything they, because then
The
when
best of the best,
yeah, the best of the best.
That's, where is it? Oh, we went even over that. Let's see. What scripture was this again?
Give them everything we got. Give them the best of our land,
Yeah.
the best of our fruits, the best of our money, the best of our women, the best of everything. Give them the best of everything. Go ahead, huh?
Isaiah 60:9. Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, and bring their sons from far, the silver and the gold with them, unto the name of the Lord Yahweh their power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he has glorified them. But there was another one. I was speaking about that. Where's the scripture? Do you remember the scripture to study? Concerning that the nation bring their best impulse. I forgot what that was. Because we were speaking about it and I was coming back. Because Bash made a question about it. He was like, I don't know. Isaiah. But yeah, so the heathen's going to bring the gold unto us. But so like I'm searching for the other verse. I have to think where it is. It's Isaiah somewhere. Isaiah 6:20. Huh? No, 60 I wasn't, but I can't find it. So,
Where? Man, I can't think of it either.
I think it was in the moment. I think it wasn't there.
But I know the recent. Read it before. It's talking about how.
I think I have some. It's about it was.
So yeah, all these nations are going to do what? Bring their glory, the best of all that they have, to the children of Israel. Now we're trying to figure out that precept.
No, I'm gonna look for it. Okay.
Yeah, just hit the scarf.
Oh yeah.
Hit the scarf.
So
Was that Isaiah?
it shall also suck the milk of the Gentiles, it shall suck the breast of the kings, and thou shalt know. For I will, for brass, I will bring gold, for iron I will bring silver. Damn. Right here, verse 5 in Isaiah 61:5. A stranger shall stand and feed your flocks, and ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. Yeah, man.
But this is the one that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a different one. 615 was it?
61:5, yeah. Verse 6. And ye shall be named priests of the Lord, YAHAWASHI. Men shall call you the ministers of our power. Ye shall eat the riches. It's Isaiah 61:6. Like it. But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord, YAHAWASHI. Men shall call you ministers of our power. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles in their glory, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. For your shame you shall have double, and for your confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double, even everlasting joy unto them. See? Huh.
I'm looking for it. You can just keep on going.
Yeah. So let's go back to Revelation. Because I was reading it too just now. Go to Revelation,
Here's verse
verse
13. No, so verse 14. You read verse 14, you read verse 15.
verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image.
Because you're breaking it up.
We're reading from Revelation.
strive unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
See, this is what's coming on right now. All right, that one world government. All right, being connected to the IoT, the Internet of Things. All right, that CBD system, the digital system that's being pushed right now. All right, and when you're not a part of it, you're gonna be put to death. All right, if you don't get down with it, you're gonna be against it. Just like YAHAWASHI say, if they're not with us, they're against us. And that's what Esau gonna say. If you're not with us, you're against us. Okay, that's how Esau gonna conduct himself. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
See that Apple Pro Vision?
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen the trailer, but I know it's the metaverse.
You see it?
Yeah, so
They got these goggles, man.
yeah, I know.
You know? And the first thing they showed you what? That these goggles gonna be connected to what? The Neuralink. The Neuralink, man. The Neuralink. The chip in your head. You ain't gonna need to control nothing with your hands no more. They're taking the controller out. You're gonna be able to look at something and click on it with your fingers and use it. Alright? This is the new big thing. Okay, but to be a part of it, they're gonna, like they do everything, they make it look like there's not a lot of supply to create the demand. So at first, only the ones who are wealthy or privileged can get it, to drive the desire up for the average peon to want it, to want to be a part of the IoT of things, Internet of Things. All right, to want to be immersed in that augmented reality. Which that movie called Ready Player One? All right, they show you this. They show you this, where everything is digitized and people are doing what? Sacrificing their life to be stuck into this metaverse, man.
That's fucked up.
All right? And they say, when you want to escape your mundane, boring life, put on these goggles. All right? And who's creating the life to be the way that it is? Esau Edom. He's taking away your draconian laws. You're going to want to escape that every day to day to day. Because all you're doing is doing what? Being a slave. Working 10 hours in the box. For crumbs. Okay? They create that demand. They're gonna make it so people are gonna be begging to be a part of that goddamn IoT of things, man. They're gonna make the world so horrible. Things are gonna be so messed up that you're gonna be begging to get away from these things, man, with the video games. They're telling you you can wear these goggles and it completely transforms your reality. Goddamn devils, man. And why? Because they make reality, because this is hell. This reality is hell, man. So they're gonna make it so, and that's why we always talked about how Esau on the weekends, he let loose like a goddamn psychopath.
Yeah, I never understood until I still really start working like that. Full-time job, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, work Monday to Friday, all day, every day. Yeah, say Friday, it's Friday, all going to.
We're gonna do every manner of wickedness we can do. We couldn't do it during the week. We're trying to cram it into one day.
Yeah, man. It's Thursday already. It's Thursday, they're partying and shit, man.
Yeah, man.
Next day works at fucking Friday.
Yeah. They be trying to get out early quick. Because they get that hangover a little bit so they can rest for that a little bit and then get ready for that night.
They catnap and back on Friday. And Saturday, Sunday again.
Yeah, man.
That's why Sunday everything's closed in Germany.
Yeah.
Party on Saturday was 2 o'clock.
They know it. You know? Go ahead, Huck.
Verse 18. He is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 6. One score is 20. So
666. 603 score and 6. Count. 666. And that's what you see. They subliminally push that number and everything, man. Which level?
Because he said, yeah, one score is 20, you know?
Yeah, he had to clarify.
He had to point
He
that
wanted
out.
to point it out there.
You know?
Yeah, man. And that's how it should
you
be.
do the math.
Hey, brother, why?
It's horrible. I already saw it, man. It's horrible.
Terrible, man. Why they doing this, man?
What?
Pregnant with big belly down with the high shoes. Why you doing this, man?
High heels.
I remember in church was the same thing, man. That female, but she was a high priest. That, hey, she came on, man. But she had to put them on, man.
But that's a medication, bro.
You need that attention.
No. It was like the.
Determination and
I
dedication.
think her husband, the deacon, he one of the bishop he requested what them. Because she just saying you don't have to do this shit. Like, you know, he had to come fly, she had to come fly. They had to set the standard.
That attention, man. That standard, yeah. That standard of vanity.
She got fucked up back in the day. They got her husband, she got that, and she got fucked up. They know she came back. Of course, we keep her. She came to a man of God.
You fucked up. Why you put other views out there? I said, brother.
Hey, shit, man.
What you doing, brother?
Hey, I just said for goof. I just gave an example based on a true story, man.
Getting smacked around.
Yeah, it was terrible, man. Like, to hear that, this shit is fucked up, man. But of course, you need to see the whole side of the story, man. I don't know what she did.
What they say when I found out a woman is cheating, what did he do? What did he do?
Yeah, but if a man cheat, why so wicked?
Yeah.
You have retained that.
Yeah.
You know, you retained
Like,
it.
oh man, just a dog anyway. But when a woman cheated, it was like, what did he do to deserve her to cheat?
What did he do?
Yeah, man. That's just how it is. Put it all on Front Street.
But there's nothing good to show. That's terrible.
It is ugliness. It shows that vanity. They're craving for it to be seen as that by the eyes of men.
It's actually like America, man. They want to find, look beautiful, cute, sexy, but actually they're just trash, man. They're just trash.
Yeah. We can fake as salt bake. Yeah, man. But you see, man. But yeah. Because we gotta understand that we're in the end. So during the end, like all kingdoms, they didn't just go down right away. It crumbled over a amount of time.
Systematic destruction.
Yeah, systematically was crumbling, man. So just what we're witnessing the systematic crumbling of Esau's kingdom right now. All right, the currency is being devalued. Now they're talking about we gotta create a new currency. We gotta create a new digital system.
How the fuck is this possible that you create a new currency? This shows already something is wrong. How is it you can create a new currency like that?
Yeah.
Why is it not just gold and silver as it was?
Nah.
Why has to be something different?
Because they want to be able to maintain the power.
Yeah, they want to observe because they have the dollar notes, they have certain things on that to track it. And they're going to step it up to really track everything, man.
Yeah.
Because gold can be hit, can be, you know, at the news. What did they do? They also certain guys that like holes and gold in there, right? And then they put marked on the map to find it. That should not be possible anymore, man. I remember also this one series. Yeah, actually it was in Arrow. It was in Green Arrow, the series. Because later they were in the future. And then it was like, hey, man, I wish it was the old days again, man. We have the paper. Because he just transferred the illegal money with a stick to his bank account, done. Just a stick was needed. That was man.
And also with the gold, you know, at one time the money was backed by gold. And when they changed it over, I think it was Roosevelt or Reagan. Roosevelt or Reagan? One of them. Roosevelt. He changed the gold standard from the money to be not backed by gold. And then he made it a law in America that if you had gold, you were enemy of the country. So what did they do? They turned all the gold into the banks, giving all of the power to the banking cartels. All right, to allow them to do what? Corner the gold market. All right, the Rothschilds, the Astros, the Astors, the banking families, 13 banking families that control all things. They have cornered the gold because they force all of the nations to trust in them to put their gold into them, put the gold away. So now you got the whole world indebted to who? America got all this debt to who? To who do they have debt to? To these banks? And who controls the banks? The government is not controlling the banks. These banking cartels, these families that run the world. Okay? That's just how you know that this whole system is fucked up. All right? You got bank and families that are being able to put debt onto nations, to whole countries. All right? And they controlling the interest rates. When they decide to raise it, that's when they decide to put the squeeze onto nations. So it's only sense that after a while, these nations are gonna get mad with the system, man. Enough is enough. And that's how the Heavenly Father set it up. Now you got the BRICS. All right? Brazil, India, Russia, China, South Africa. All right? And other nations willing to, and bidding to join into it. And they're creating their own currency to move away from the dollar. Thus, creating division, creating animosity, laying the foreground for what? A war, thermonuclear war. Those 10 horns turning against what? The Great Horde instead of upon the EU, upon the beast.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Yeah, so they are going to eventually going to turn against America. They're going to take their proverb against America, because the thick clay represents the depth, because it goes in Abadia, which means depth. Because like the brother was going into America's depth, but it puts also all other nations to depth. You know? That's what it is. It's the thick clay that is upon America, that depth.
And if you put another nation in debt in your currency that you can print from your country, you got all the power, man. You got all the power. Think about it. I got a farm that only produces the money that creates the money that I use to put these other nations in check. All right, so now they're like, enough is enough, man. Look, you crossing the lines, man. You're starting to abuse the alliance, man. You want to be at peace, but you just keep going to war. You're creating animosity for nothing. You see? And that's why the prophecy is going to be fulfilled. And that article that we started with, what? NATO is showing us what? Its flexing ability with this military might, with the air forces, with all of the alliances of the air forces, showing you that all of these nations are working together. And eventually they're going to turn on at Babylon the Great. They're going to light our ass up with fire. Where you at?
Oh, it's true. And also, of course, I got from the beginning, Revelation 17 and 16, concerning the 10 horns that will turn against the beast.
No, because it's like, I can just get it. Because I always had like Roosevelt or basically Roosevelt. But then when I looked it up, who changed it from the dollar that's not, or who changed that the dollar's not anymore backed by gold. Here it says, in August 1971, Nixon served the direct convertibility of US dollars into gold. With this decision, the international currency market, which had become increasingly reliant on the dollar since the enactment of the Bretton Woods Agreement, lost its formal connection to gold. But then when I go down, the Roosevelt administration's policies regarding gold responded to this crisis. Policies unfolded through 3 phases. During the first phase, in the spring and summer of 1933, the Roosevelt administration suspended the gold standard.
Okay,
so I think Roosevelt just banned it, but Nixon,
expanded it,
yeah, but Nixon really
wanted to set the precedent for it.
Yeah, Nixon really,
and then Roosevelt really nailed the nail on the coffin on the gold being backed. I mean, the dollar being backed by the gold.
Because Roosevelt was not 1930.
Okay. So Nixon was first in the world, right? Roosevelt came to Nixon. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make that at some point they removed the money from being backed by actual physical currency, which is gold and silver. All right, and then backed it by nothing.
Yeah, Roosevelt and Nixon.
Yeah, that's Roosevelt and Nixon. Okay, but fiat currency, that word fiat means nothing. I mean, fake, no value. Authoritative sanction, let it be done. Okay, be done, meaning a decree or command order. No. That's it. That's a monarchy, so it needs to be done. Get them to say something? Okay, fiat money is a government-issued currency that is not backed by a commodity such as gold. Fiat money gives central banks greater control over the economy because they can control how much money is printed. Most modern paper currencies, such as the US dollar, are fiat currencies. So if the US dollar is a fiat currency, all these other currencies are also fiat currencies. Why? Because they're coming from these banks that are, what? Controlled by these banking families. Okay? So it's fake money. It's not backed by anything. All right? Where you get your revelation?
Revelation 17 and 16. It says, "And the 10 horns which are swords upon the beast, these shall hate the HAWAD, and shall make it desolate and naked, and shall eat their flesh and burn it with fire."
See? This is talking about the EU and the NATO. All right? NATO. Those 10 horns have started out as 10 nations. Those 10 kings. All right? That gave their power unto Babylon. They're going to hate her because what? Babylon abusing it, man. Fucking the shit out of this. And the Heavenly Father is stirring them up with who? Gog and Magog. The bear. Russia. Russia. And you see that Russia is also likened up to the bear. That little children's cartoon, Masha and the Bear. Masha being what? America. Always getting Russia into problems. Russia trying to fix everything. Mockingly. They do that mockingly, man. Okay? Come on, go ahead, huh?
Verse 17. "For the Most High has put in the hearts to fulfill His will, and to agree, and give the kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled."
See, to these prophecies come to pass. This is what those 10 nations did. Alright? They gave their power over to Babylon the Great until the prophecies be fulfilled. Fulfill these words. Now, at the end, what's going to happen? There's going to be a division. It said, those 10 horns without sauce, they're going to hate that horn. They're going to hate it. So America is going to be hated by all of these nations. And this little missile, I mean, this airplane exercise is a very big thing, man. They got all these nations in the NATO sending all their best jets over here to test how quickly they can react. So they're showing America too, also, what they can do. Babylon the Great, they're showing the whole world what NATO is capable of.
Why are they doing this though? Because America, Russia, and the BRICS are stepping up the game. And also, who was it? That
Egypt.
was one.
Egypt, I think.
Not Egypt, man. It was a South America country again. They want to join to the BRICS also. Honduras.
Yeah, no, but Egypt really they wrote it for real.
Oh, they really signed in?
Yeah, no, they really wrote the application, I think.
Yeah, application, yeah, also Honduras. They also wrote the application. So they see that BRICS is growing, getting stronger, and Honduras also want to go into the BRICS because they want to go into their own bank. Because the BRICS established their own bank, if you remember right, their own bank. So they want to join into that. That's why NATO is like, hey, we have to show some force because BRICS is making too many headlines, man. Because they're steering each other up to go higher and higher. Because that's what it actually is, man. The competition goes up, you want to go up. Competition goes up, you want to go up. Huh? Yeah. Because they actually went to the Cold War state again. You know?
The mentality.
Yeah.
It's coming to
That's what the Cold War was based on. Just showing your mind. basically showing you what
Covertly,
you,
though.
yeah, what you can do, I can do better.
And also, what you have
Not
is,
out in the open though.
Yeah.
Doing with the spies and shit, you know.
but also what you have is that you see that Russia also is actually flexing the muscle all the damn time. Right? You have so many missile practices, so many show of force, and especially right now Russia is showing their power in Ukraine, man, by fucking them up, man, easily.
And another way to show that their mind is that what they're really going after what? Moving away from the dollar as their currency that they traded.
Who are the two leaders, man? Russia and China.
Exactly.
That's why the people think like, yeah, man, China gonna be next to Paul. Fuck China. Fuck Russia too.
Yep.
Because Israel gonna rule, man.
The North Korea definitely.
They're gonna all be taken down. They're gonna all be taken down.
And it's the
How
funny.
shall return?
You know how also Japan looks for me, man. Japan is like the agent for China and stuff, man. Because I'm like, it makes else Korea, man. Hey,
Who's older?
You know?
Moab or Moab was older than Adam, right? First
I
came out
see.
Moab, and then came Adam.
I'm really know, man.
I think it's Moab is first, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna look it up. Excuse me, I got you. So, like,
You were
Genesis
the one
20.
speaking.
Yeah, but
But the funny thing is, because they only think only Esau will get destroyed, man. More Ammon, man, you get a 2-man, and we know you hate Jake too.
it's Revelation, 2nd Ezra 16. Going down somewhere. Because it speaks about that Asia will also be held accountable. Yeah, more was first. This is Genesis 19 and verse 37. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab, and the same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben-Ami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. Yeah, no, but I was thinking like, hey, besides when I see Japan, I'm like, they're gonna stitch it American quick, man. Also
That's what I'm
South
saying.
Korea.
That's what I'm saying.
They
They're gonna follow.
Yeah.
You know, you know they got a little underlying alliance there. You know, because who created a war between them? Who created the war between the Japanese and the Chinese? Got them British. The British was over there creating wars within the Ming dynasties and the Queen Zheng dynasties. The British was over there creating those things.
So actually,
All right?
the mother
Creating order, I mean chaos, and then bringing the order in. That's why you see all those old movies with IP Men, Jet Li. You see the Hellenized Japanese in the suit and tie, and they're like, "Man, you're a disgrace, you're a traitor," you know, because he done made a deal with who? The devil, Satan, to gain riches in the world, and Satan's one world government. Okay, and turn his back on his own people. That's what Esau done into all these nations, man. Go ahead, Doc.
And like the scriptures speak about, because in Revelation, also got other precepts concerning Asia. The Revelation, double check it, Revelation, I think 17.
I don't think Japan forgot Fukushima, like
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Nagasaki, yeah.
Japan didn't forget, just like Israel didn't forget. Okay, Japan didn't forget what Esau did to them, man. How they was coming out with kamikazes. All right, because you know who didn't forget? The Heavenly Father didn't forget, man. The Heavenly Father didn't forget the wickedness that Esau has portrayed upon these nations. Okay, because why? Because the Heavenly Father allowed it to be so. The Heavenly Father allowed the smith to make those missiles, man. Which are what? Esau. He allowed Esau to get that technology. We read it in Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. He ruleth in the kingdom of men. So when you see all these technological advances which propelled the military might to get the gains over other nations, it's ultimately at the hands of the Heavenly Father that allowed it. He gave them the wisdom and understanding to create these weapons. But of all nations, he gave who? The blessing of the sword. Esau Edom. That's why you see that he doing 39%. It's way more than that, man. Well, almost more than 50% of the world's military funding goes through Babylon the Great. Go ahead, Doc. What you about to say?
No, but like the brother was going into Japan, and England did it, which is the mother of America, because it came out of America. So of course America followed their suit. Like the mother is also the daughter, like it says in the book of Sirach. You know, it's the mother is also the daughter. But the other piece I want to read is 2 Kings 15:46. It says, "But thou, Asia, did a partaker of the hope of Babylon, and at the glory of a person. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto it, and hast decked thy daughter and whoredom, that they might please and glory in their lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee." Yeah, so Asia gonna get destroyed, gonna get punishment also because it cling unto Babylon to rise with it. Because think about it, who made actually China great again? America, because they were consumers. Where they consume from China, because China is cheap labor, which is nearly they're nearly on the brink of slavery like them, because they are just getting nothing.
Yeah, but because they got them in metal boxes,
Exactly.
and they got them working on quotas. You know, China is the first nation to really implement that social credit system. Right? Okay, they laying the foundation of what Esau really wants: total control. All right, that social credit system is about to be implemented right now in Europe. Right? Okay, how they're gonna control and know all transactions. It's going to be with the CBDCs, the central banking digital currencies. Why? They're going to program the money. You're going to live in 15-minute cities. Everything you need is going to be within 15-minute radius of where you stay. You need a doctor's 15 minutes. You need a grocery store 15 minutes. You need sports, you need anything, it's going to be within 15 minutes of your city. And they're going to program your money. If it's another pandemic, okay, you have been locked down. Your money can work 15 miles outside of your city.
They did already with the C-19.
They did it.
25 kilometer radius.
And it was implementing what? Big ass fines for people that get caught. So imagine much so when they got control over your money. Where they can control your money, you go to buy a ticket to somewhere and you're on a lockdown. They're like, nah, your social credit score say you're supposed to be subjugated to your premises. You already ate enough carbohydrates or meat. Your carbon index is over for the meat. They want total control, man. They want total control.
Yeah, because the amount of meat that you ate,
Yeah.
the amount of grains that you ate,
It's creating too much carbon footprint.
and this is what the one guy did a funny clip in the gym, man. He said, "Listen, man, you're only allowed to." That was like the football police. It's like, "Yo, listen, man, you're only allowed to work on another 10 to 15 minutes because your carbon footprint is too high, and if you keep on working on more, you produce more oxygen, so on and so forth, right?" So the dude was farting. He said, "Oh, the minutes gone, man. The minutes are gone, man, because of carbon footprint."
You watched the movie in time?
No, I want to watch it still, man. I think I have to watch it tonight, man, because
You
speak
still
about
have
that.
watched it.
No, I think the thing is with a lot of movies, I saw them when I was a
Yeah,
child,
lazım mı?
when I was playing on the TV, but I never
I
said
watched a
that.
couple days ago again
Where did you watch it?
on YouTube. This German, the party's fucked up, but it's the whole movie.
Gotta find it somewhere else. Better quality.
Yeah, but watch the movie. Really, watch the movie.
Yeah, because it's so clever.
Because the premise of the movie, I just spit real quick, is at your 25th birthday, basically. Or it was weird because there was a little child there too, but how they made it up was like on the 25th birthday. But anyway, someday in your life you get like a shock, like for the inside you like, and then you got time on your arm running, and you can't die till this time runs out. And that's basically the currency in the world. And then they set up different areas with how people live there. For example, you got the slums, you got the hood, and then you get the nice places, the suburbs. You have to pay with your time to go to the next area, but it's not mandatory to switch only if you want to have a nice life. But the system is built up so you can't leave. So you're really stuck where you want it.
That's what I want to do, because they want to actually do it a two-section society
It's just
with the poor and the rich. They don't want to have the middle class anymore because the middle class actually fading away slowly but surely. But it's,
Actually,
yeah, but still the what is it?
promises, yeah.
The oppression, to a certain extent is still there. But sooner or later it's going to vanish away. But on top of that, that's just actually the mark, man. The Quran, man. That's what it is because I just watched a short clip. Because the female, that was a little child begging, please just give me 5 minutes. Please give me 5 minutes. And he took the thing on his wrist, and she got the 5 minutes. It's the same thing with the chip. Just beep, you got $5.
And of course, like,
Or the five credit stores of the CBDC or whatever. Yeah?
and of course they kill each other over the time.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that they got, because you have people, they're like 100 years old, but still stuck in 25, so basically in their prime. And then you got people who got like 110 years, but then you got other people who got every day, 1 day to live. They have to
hustle.
Yeah, they have to work their ass off so they can survive and the family can survive.
Yeah, it's the same thing right now. That's what you actually have right now. And it's going to be worse in the future. So that's why we hope for the Heavenly Father to deliver us, man. Because we need to be delivered from this cruelty of this devil. You know?
But I have to honestly say, the movie is it's not the idea is good, but how they did it's not that dope. It's not boring, but it's nothing
But
like you.
how old is the movie also?
2008.
He looked like
Yeah, man.
yeah, man, he looked like yeah, man, he looked like
That's yeah, right.
yeah, man.
Actually, like regards to
Yeah, I know what
more
you
like
have.
that, more like that's the upside, but
Yeah,
only
yeah,
lighter.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, what were you finishing up on? What were you saying?
Oh no, we were speaking about the movie. And I said like, yeah, we need to be delivered. This is screwed because what I was going into how is you have certain people that just have to hustle every day to make it to the next day, and other people just chilling having 100 years on the life scale, you know, because they can just survive, they can just chill.
Justin Timberlake. Yeah.
Time.
Yeah, this is an old movie, but
I heard it already like 2,000 videos. I was like, shit,
It's a good movie.
and I was like, yesterday I saw clip. I said, I have to watch it. Now he mentioned it. Now I have to really watch
it's
it.
alright. It's alright.
Yeah,
really
it's in
watch it.
time. In time.
In time.
Justin Timberlake.
They actually did played it good though.
You just said this was not that dope, man.
Nah, I said the movie how they did it, how the production was not that dope, but he played it good.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, to just summarize everything that we're saying, you know, we're in a time where we're starting to witness the downfall of Esau's the daughter of Babylon, all right, the glory of all the kingdoms, all right, Babylon the Great, America, the glory of all these kingdoms, is starting to fall. We're witnessing it. All right, we've been tasked with the job to do what? To bring out these prophecies and prove these scriptures to be true, and link secular history up with the prophecies to understand what time we're in, to measure the time diligently in itself, and to proclaim what? YAHAWASHI amongst these heathen nations, man. And to wake up our people, to call the elected back into their heritage, and to get ready and to strive for what? Salvation. All right? And that's what, and Revelation chapter 13 is just an explanation of how Esau is going to get the fatness of the earth, and what's going to happen to him when he does. Okay? All right, I got anything else? So with that, Lord willing, this was an edifying camp. And again, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, KABAD. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great wisdom and told us the truth. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elected 144,000 men pushing the truth and wholehearted, sincere, across the 4 winds. For the GMS Germany camp, for the Spirit Pop, Yahawashi, Yahushai, the heart represents this edifying camp. Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.
Wabarakatuh. Shalom, my camp. Shalom. Shalom, my camp.